Hello, my name is Robert McDonald and I'm the founder of Gain DAO. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about different components of our ecosystem and go through the website so you can have a good idea after you're done watching this video of exactly how to interact with the Gain DAO ecosystem. Now, I'm at the landing page right now, and the first thing you're going to notice, it says Gain on Crypto. We trade, you earn. So does that mean that you have to be a trader or know how to trade in order to be involved in Gain DAO or part of our ecosystem? No, you don't. Gain DAO token holders do vote on whether someone will have the right to be a pool manager, but as far as trading themselves, no. No Gain token holder needs to know how to trade or place trades or anything along those lines. Trading is just the instrument that is used in order to generate a yield for our different pools. So over here, you're going to see our beta account. So this was started 2 years ago. It says historical performance. You can see it's had over 300% growth in the last 2 years, and it's audited. Now, this was just a proof of concept to show that it is possible to return 3 to 5% monthly returns while limiting risk. And so, because one of the first things we knew when we started Gain DAO is people would come to us and say, hey, who wouldn't like to have 3 to 5% monthly returns? Actually prove that you can do it. And so this is the proof that not only we can do it, that we have done it. So as I scroll down, it says we trade, you earn. It talks about that the pools are held with regulated brokers. The first thing you're going to want to do is pick a pool. This involves asking yourself one simple question. Do you want to have returns in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or USD? If your answer is that you want returns in Bitcoin, then you're going to want to join the Bitcoin pool because it's denominated in Bitcoin. The Ethereum pool is denominated in Ether, and the USD pool is denominated in USDC. So that's the first step, is deciding what you actually want to get returns out of. After that, you're going to want to tokenize your assets. So to join a pool, and let's say you're joining the Ethereum pool, what you're going to need to do is have Ether and convert that Ether into the native token for that pool, which is the Gain token. So the Gain token is a representation of part of the Ether pool itself. So if you're holding Gain tokens, you're actively staked and you actually have a share of the entire Ethereum pool. Now, the last aspect of the ecosystem is exiting or converting your Gain tokens back into Ether. And that's a process called harvesting. Now, harvesting is basically just a swap. You're swapping your Gain tokens for Ether. So you're going to go and interact with a harvesting contract by sending your Gain tokens, and then the Ether is actually pulled from the pool to satisfy those Gain tokens that were sent. The Gain tokens are then permanently burnt, and the Ether is then sent to you. And so that's kind of in a nutshell the entire ecosystem. Picking a pool, tokenizing, earning, hopefully. Pool managers don't make money every month, but generally speaking, they do. Otherwise, no one would want to join your pools. So, but in a long enough time horizon, definitely we've been able to show that we do turn a nice return. And then harvesting, which is exiting the ecosystem. Now, you don't have to harvest. You could just sell your tokens on the open market. But harvesting, generally speaking, is nice because it doesn't involve someone going in and dumping the tokens on the open market. They can just harvest them, and then those tokens are permanently burnt. And so if as a Gain token holder, I would encourage people to harvest just because it lowers the maximum supply of Gain tokens. So we can see here, picking a pool. Now, hopefully by the time you're actually watching this video, there's going to be a join now, not only for the Ethereum pool, but also for the USD pool and the Bitcoin pool. The Bitcoin pool is going to be with wrapped Bitcoin. So you're going to need wrapped Bitcoin in order to tokenize. And the USD pool is going to be with USDC. So you're going to take your USDC and tokenize that. Simple, safe, and secure. This kind of talks about how we're structured, that we have a one-to-one backing. So if in order for Gain tokens to go onto the open market, they have to be purchased from a distribution contract. We don't have access to the Gain tokens, meaning the team doesn't even have access to Gain tokens. All 42 million Gain tokens are actually put into a contract, and those Gain tokens can only be released when Ether is actually sent to that contract, and then it releases Gain tokens. And that's critical because that gives us an actual one-to-one backing or full reserve for our token. Once a Gain token is put into circulation, Ethereum is then sent to the pool, and there's a backing for it. We're not going and minting Gain tokens out of thin air. So that, I would say, is the most critical aspect of our ecosystem, is that we are backed one-to-one. The token itself is a share of the pool and can be redeemed for something. So it's not, in that way, I would say Gain tokens aren't quite as speculative as a governance token, just because they can be redeemed for something of value. Let's see. If you click on these links right here, you're basically going to be taken to the MyFX book that's showing the progress of the pool. So several times a day, you'll notice that MyFX book will update, and it's actually going to show you how the pool is going. And so this is handled by a third-party website, and we've allowed them to have access to our pools in order to populate statistics. Now, the Gain tokens themselves have 3 different ways that they actually generate, or I would say Gain tokens have 3 driving forces that affect their redeemable rate. That's better said, are the Gain tokenomics. So pool managers, which are the people that are actually tasked to trade and grow the amount of US dollar, Bitcoin, or Ether in the pools themselves. Harvesting, because that permanently burns the Gain tokens, creating more scarcity. And new pool participants. As Gain tokens are released, they become a little bit more expensive every time someone buys them. The rate that they are sold at doesn't stay the same. It's a linear rate, but it's a linear rate that increases slowly. So if one person, let's say, gets Gain tokens for 2,000 Gain for 1 Ether, the next person might be getting them at 1,999 Gain tokens per 1 Ether. So they become gradually more expensive. And that's because you always want to be looking at the rate that the Gain tokens are being sold at and the harvesting rate. And there's a balance between those 2 aspects of, hey, what can I redeem the Gain tokens for versus how much can I buy them from the distribution contract? And also, since the pool manager is trading and actively increasing the value of Gain tokens, those are kind of 3 different things that are all working together in order to increase the value or redeemable value of Gain tokens. So that's kind of a little bit of our tokenomics. Over here, you can see there's 3 Gain tokens. Gain tokens represent the Ethereum pool or the Ether pool. BGain is part of the Bitcoin pool, and UGain corresponds to the USD pool. So if you have UGain tokens, you cannot redeem them for Ether. You have to redeem them for USDC. So that's the same thing with BGain. BGain, you have to redeem wrapped Bitcoin with BGain tokens. So they're specific to a pool. This goes into some of the tokenomics, talking about the max supply, the fact that the contracts have been audited and everything else, they're full reserve, linear public distribution, the harvesting, which really the harvesting's a fantastic mechanism just because usually if you have a very large participant in an ecosystem, let's say you have a whale and they have a big chunk of tokens. If the whale wants to exit, usually it's a very painful process for the rest of the community because they see this whale, they know his address, he just keeps dumping and selling the price down and people get all upset about it. It makes sense. It's not fun when price is dumping of your token. But with harvesting, we actually turn a negative into a positive because when harvesting is happening, all we're doing is doing a swap. So basically the Gain tokens are being swapped for Ether, and that happens not on an exchange. So the person that's holding the Gain tokens that's converting them into Ether isn't dumping on the open market. They're just using the harvesting contract to pull Ether out of the pool. And so it's a little bit more like an OTC or over-the-counter deal, to where it doesn't actually affect the price on the open market, but it does permanently burn the tokens that are harvested. DAO powered, talking about how the DAO is what actually is used as the mechanism to bring in new brokers and new pool managers. I would expect the Gain DAO ecosystem one day to have, anywhere from 5 to 10 different pool managers working across different brokers and in different markets. So right now we have one pool manager in one market, but eventually as the ecosystem grows, we're going to have multiple pool managers in multiple markets. And that's just going to help out smooth the equity curve of the growth. If you looked at our growth, it was pretty consistent, but there was dips along the way. And the idea is that if you're working across a bunch of different markets, that with a bunch of different strategies and pool managers working, it helps to diversify the performance a little bit and smooth out the equity curve. DeFi, CeFi, Gain DAO is hi-fi because our smart contracts are decentralized. They're DeFi smart contracts that are audited. The CeFi aspects, or traditional finance aspect, is the fact that we're working with the traditional financial system and working with regulated brokers. So we're taking the infrastructure and scalability of traditional finance and combining that with the benefits of decentralized systems. So that's where we come up with the term hybrid finance or hi-fi. Project sustainability, talking about what generates revenue for the project. Basically, 10% of the profit that's generated from the pool managers goes to our treasury. And also we have something called treasury management services, which we can offer to other projects to help their treasuries maintain sustainability. And 50% of the revenue from the treasury management services program goes towards Gain DAO treasury. Now I am going to cut the video short and stop right here before I get into the team explanations, just because I want to make that into a separate video. I don't want to be rushed. We have a lot of really fantastic team members that bring so much to our project. And so I'm going to go ahead and add that into a different video. But I would like to say thank you for watching this entire rundown of the Gain DAO website and ecosystem. If you have any questions, feel free to write us at hi@gaindao.io, or just leave a comment and I'll check the comments and respond to you personally.